Unexplainable things are happening around the world.
I'm going to pull out the stake.
Unusual events, mysterious disappearances, and shocking videos. Here are some of the most odd things that happened on camera you'll ever see.
Please get out of my apartment. Please go out of my apartment.
One viral TikTok shows a man who barely needs to speak to be disturbing. Just his face alone, his sharp features, those unblinking eyes, and teeth that look far too sharp were enough to send chills through viewers.
Unpleasant looking on the outside, but you're ugly on the inside.
Online, people are convinced he's a vampire or a human who has greatly changed his appearance and behavior to become one for real. He even performs certain rituals and actions that are bizarre, to say the least. Vanishing force. A guy was walking home along an empty street when something blurred past him. A dark, shadowy figure rushed forward so quickly it knocked him to the ground, and even spun him mid-air. The moment it happened to him, the shadow vanished and could hardly be even seen in the footage. Since this mysterious bolt had no obvious shape, it was hard to track it or identify it. Watching the visual, it kind of proves whatever the man encountered was something extraterritorial or supernatural. Creepy gate encounter. It was early morning in Florida on the 12th of August 2025 when a man was jolted awake by his dog going absolutely wild. When he checked outside, he saw a woman at his gate, scratching, moaning, and moving in a way that didn't seem right.
You need to...
His wife quickly called 911 and responders eventually led her away. But the way she acted left neighbors unsettled. This looked like someone under the influence, but viewers couldn't rule out the possibility of something else either.
This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy business right here.
Apartment mystery. This TikToker's experience of moving into a new apartment just kept on getting worse and worse. Jeanette had just moved into her new apartment and wanted to record the process. What she didn't expect was that her camera would document something deeply unsettling. During one of her videos, an unknown man walked into her apartment and Jeanette can be seen visibly disturbed.
Please get out of my apartment. Please go out of my apartment.
While most viewers were alarmed by the intruder, they noticed something even stranger in the footage that Jeanette herself hadn't seen. As she tried to leave, the front door suddenly swung open on its own, even though no one was near it. Though Jeanette managed to escape and call for help, the strange activity didn't stop there. It only got worse. A few nights later, while casually filming her cat, she heard an unfamiliar noise coming from her bedroom, and when she went inside, she got herself pepper spray for self-defense. But look closely on her bed. Her bed appeared to dip down as though someone had just sat on it. Then another imprint pressed down right beside the first, like two footprints. She quickly backed away, keeping the camera rolling. From across the room, faint, dark shapes briefly appeared on the mattress before fading away. The police did capture the intruder, but no one has been able to explain the door mysteriously opening by itself.
Just as confused as you guys are. I have no idea what happened. All I know is whatever happened, I'm grateful to whatever opened this door because...
Or the two eerie footprints on her bed. Mysterious unsolved case. On 2nd June 2025, a woman was found in a discreet area of Pernambuco, Brazil. She had passed away under mysterious circumstances. Police were not able to determine the cause or how she even ended up there. But 6 days later, they were able to identify the woman in one of the CCTV footage that showed her walking aimlessly at around 11:36 p.m. But this is where things got strange. The person who found her by the car called the police at 1:24 a.m. on the 3rd of June. In the clip, she was caught walking strangely and wasn't behaving like a human being in their senses. This led the police to believe that she could be under the influence of something. But what made this discovery really mysterious was that the spot where she was last seen is 7 hours away from where she was found. How can someone be found an hour after they were last seen with 7 hours of traveling distance between the two locations? Police haven't been able to connect the dots yet, and this mysterious case remains open. Worker dragged away. If you work in the night shift, then this clip is for you. This waiter was doing his job, looking around and checking if everything was okay at the place. Then all of a sudden, an eerie moment happened. He was pulled by his leg and dragged away. He tried to stop himself by holding a chair, but could not, and the video cut off, not revealing what happened next. Viewers online mentioned that when something like this happens that cannot be explained, it's mostly to do with supernatural entities. Pedestrian materializes. A driver was making his way down the road when something unbelievable happened. Out of nowhere, a man suddenly appeared right in the middle of the street. When the footage is slowed down and zoomed in, it's clear he seemed to appear out of thin air. What makes it even stranger is that the red pickup truck in front didn't brake, swerve, or react in any way. Looking closer, the man's body almost seems to pass straight through the red truck. Some people suggest he might have been hidden by the vehicle, making it look like he appeared suddenly. A simple optical illusion, but rewatching the clip makes it harder to dismiss. The man truly looks like he materialized on the road. What adds to the mystery is the man has no shadow. Mind-controlled? During a congressional address by Stacey E. Plaskett, something odd unfolded in the background. A woman can be seen being eerie still with her expressions blank. But look at her mouth. She can be seen mouthing every word Stacey said before she even said it.
Into the record, page 55 from the committee's interview.
The strange moment didn't go unnoticed. When the clip surfaced online, it quickly spread after being posted by the Instagram account Unfiltered Reality. Conspiracy theories followed instantly. Some viewers claimed the woman was part of a deeper system, feeding or even controlling Plaskett's words. Others brushed it off as more ordinary, perhaps a speechwriter or aide, quietly repeating along to keep track of the lines. Still, the sight of her frozen posture and perfectly timed lip movements left many uneasy.
First, I wanted to introduce into the record, page 55 from the committee's.
Inhuman eyes. At a party, a woman was dancing when a man joined her, but it wasn't the dance that caught attention. It was his eyes. A closer look showed an unnatural reflection, glowing the way an animal's eyes shine in the dark. The clip spread online, and people couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't entirely human. Words like demon were used to describe the man. However, that doesn't seem entirely true. At such parties in LA, certain substances are passed around that may cause people to behave eccentrically. Strange levitation. This eerie footage from Mexico shows 3 men struggling with someone who looked completely out of control. What made it disturbing was that his lower body was lifted off the ground. His legs hung in the air as if something invisible was holding him up. Just when they thought he had calmed down, he suddenly hurled a chair and went on with the strange behavior. There are no wires visible, so this unsettling clip was enough to make people believe that there was something creepy going on. Strange people behavior. TikTok user Liam, known as Wrigley720, filmed something deeply unsettling in a Manchester park. His camera first captured several people standing completely motionless, staring blankly as if frozen in place. When he panned around, more figures came into view, each locked in the same eerie stillness.
Got one guy just stood there. He's been stood there for about an hour. This woman just stood here. That guy just stood there. There's a guy 2 trees over there, and then this woman just stood here.
Then these frozen people started walking and moving about as if nothing unusual had happened. The stark contrast between the unnatural stillness and the sudden return to normal sparked endless theories online. Some suggested performance art or a staged experiment. Others believed it hinted at something darker, mind control, collective hypnosis, or even a glitch in reality itself. Yet no explanation has ever been confirmed, leaving viewers just as unsettled as Liam was in that park.
What was it? I don't get it. What's going on?
Mysterious silver figure. Recently, the skies have shown something that left many people unsettled. In one video, a strange figure was spotted floating among the clouds. It was recorded in Utah on 11th of August, 2025. At first, it looked like nothing more than shadows and light playing tricks. But when the camera zoomed in, the shape became clear. It wasn't a bird or a balloon or even a drone. Instead, it looked like a human figure wearing a shiny suit that reflected sunlight, almost metallic in appearance. It might have been pareidolia, our mind seeing familiar shapes where none exist. But the figure can be seen moving, and also a silver shape in the clouds shouldn't be possible. Many UFO encounters in the past have described similar humanoid forms in the clouds. This could be one of them.
What is going on?
Midnight UFO encounter. A driver traveling late at night through a tree-lined boulevard in Georgia, United States, spotted something strange above the road. Bright glowing lights appeared in the sky, prompting them to quickly grab their phone and record. The footage clearly shows a cluster of lights hovering before shooting past at incredible speed. For a moment, the outline of the object becomes visible, resembling a disc-shaped craft surrounded by lights. Viewers claim it's one of the clearest UFO sightings in recent years. Some believe it might be evidence of non-human technology because such advanced military aircrafts are unknown at the moment. The way this object moved doesn't fit any ordinary explanation. With how detailed the footage is, it may be one of the strongest proofs that something unexplainable is flying in our skies. Ghost Racer. This strange video was filmed inside an arcade. Watch closely at the Sega racing machine. The steering wheel was turning on its own, even though no one was sitting there. At first, you might think it's just a glitch, but looking carefully, it doesn't move like broken hardware at all. Instead, it looks exactly like an invisible player is sitting in the seat, steering through the race. At each turn, the wheel moves accordingly, perfectly cornering every turn. Even the gameplay on the screen shows sharp, clean turns, like someone with real skill is behind the wheel. And from what I know, Sega's racing machines aren't built to move the wheel automatically. It's clear from the visual that whoever this ghost was, he or she was experienced. They could also be a regular customer no longer in human form. Headless figure. In Indonesia, a tourist captured something deeply unsettling on a station platform. Across the way stood a figure, but it had no head. The sight was so wrong that the tourist didn't dare stick around. He turned away and left before whatever that thing was decided to move closer. Unexplainable clip. Try to make some sense out of this bizarre clip recorded inside Brown University, Rhode Island. It makes no sense, but could it be because of some weird glass? Let me know in the comments. Haunted garage. CCTV in a garage captured something hard to explain. A dirt bike, parked and untouched, suddenly powered on by itself. Its headlight flickered, the handlebars turned, and then, without anyone near, it moved forward. The bike toppled soon after, with the helmet rolling across the floor. I ride a bike, and I can tell you, bikes cannot move on their own when the ignition is off, and the lights could be electrical malfunction, but the way it fell down after moving suggests something paranormal took place inside this garage. Ghost on U.S. carrier. The following eerie clip comes from the USS Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier, shared on Reddit by a user named smallp4530, who once served in the Navy. He claimed that strange things were often seen at sea, and this recording is one of the pieces of evidence he could provide. In the clip, you can see what looks like a semi-transparent figure moving quickly past the camera. The outline of the head is fairly clear, but the lower body is almost completely see-through. Some people suggested it might have been a large insect, with a few saying it might just be someone running, but that doesn't match the visual. It was late, and waves were crashing the carrier, so an insect couldn't have been seen coming from over the fence unless it was at least 1 to 2 feet long, and someone being on deck this late when waves are this rough seems unlikely. Unsettling door footage. This unsettling clip shows a woman standing right in front of a security camera in the middle of the night. Her long blonde hair looks messy, and her clothes appear dirty. Behind her is a shopping cart piled with belongings, suggesting she might be homeless. The footage was recorded around 3:30 in the morning, somewhere in Fairfax, Virginia. For reasons unknown, the woman pressed her face against the camera and even rolled her eyes back, putting on a disturbing display. Some viewers believe she may have been checking if anyone was home, possibly planning to break in. The source of this video remains unclear, and no one knows what happened to either the woman or the residents afterward, but the thought of someone behaving this strangely right outside your front door in the middle of the night is enough to leave anyone uneasy. Lion cradled. A viral video of a woman carrying a lion has been making rounds, and let's just say the opinions are divided. She is carrying a young lion that is not only growling, but frantically moving about. It gets more and more difficult for her to control the irritated lion, so she puts the lion on the ground just moments after. It is uncertain who the woman is and whether or not that's her pet, but to carry a growling lion that is moving all over the place is about as unbelievable as it gets. Disturbing Pope footage. After Pope Francis passed in April 2025, old videos of him began circulating online, but one resurfaced clip caught the internet off guard. It showed him during what was said to be his last public appearance, except something about his hands looked wrong. There was an extra pair of hands there, which didn't make sense. He wasn't hiding his real hands, so why the decoy limb? Some dismissed it as a digital glitch. Others questioned why anyone would alter the footage after his passing. It didn't look like a glitch because of how clear and obvious it was. Mysterious orb activity. A man was heading upstairs when a glowing orb darted straight through the doorway. In an instant, he was on the ground like something had pulled him down. The security footage makes it worse. You can clearly see the orb streak toward him right before he falls. It was fast, direct, and went straight towards him. Whatever that was, it didn't look like some random reflection. Ghost of Sun. These two sisters were recording a YouTube video sometime back in 2012, cruising around a parking lot in Southern California. Everything was normal until the camera caught something in the back seat. It could only be described as a human entity materializing out of thin air in the back seat. The face was eerily similar to someone of young age, but what makes this disturbing is that the woman driving, Emily, once had a son who was no longer with her. The incident happened years ago, so when they watched the video before uploading, they were shocked, and Emily wrote in the description how similar the ghost looked to her son. Strange coincidence. Coincidences are not that rare, but chances of something like this happening are 1 in 9.177 million, because that was the population of Greater London back in 2019 when this happened. The clip came from a live Sky News report, with the journalist covering politics. completely unaware she was about to become the center of something far stranger. In the background, viewers noticed a woman who looked exactly like her. Same face, same hair, even the same outfit. It wasn't just a look-alike. It was like seeing a mirror image standing right there. People online started calling it a glitch in the Matrix. Whether it was a trick of the camera or something weirder, the moment left everyone unsettled. Scary roadside encounter. A late-night drive turned into a nightmare when a man's dashcam picked up something stepping into the road. It was pale, draped in white, with long black hair and a blank, glowing face. The figure moved slowly, almost deliberately, as if it knew he couldn't look away.
Babe, what is that?
Terrified, the driver threw his car in reverse, but it didn't help. The figure kept advancing. Then, without warning, the dashcam footage cut to black. Locals later admitted this wasn't the first sighting along that road. Some say the figure always returns, and when it does, it's never a good sign. Multiple Kanyes. Rapper Jadakiss once claimed he's met 5 or 6 different Kanye Wests.
Well, I met like 5 or 6 different Kanye.
And fans weren't sure if he was joking or hinting at something bigger. Then in June 2023, footage of Kanye out in public got people talking again. His appearance looked slightly different from older videos, sparking fresh debates about whether this was just a style shift or proof of something stranger. Whether Jadakiss meant it literally or not, the idea of multiple Kanyes is still being talked about. And this new clip only made the theory stronger. This theory might also explain his erratic recent behavior and why he is doing what he is doing. Creepiest Pope glitch. During a live broadcast in Vatican City, the Pope stood at his window, offering prayers for those affected by COVID pandemic. Everything seemed ordinary until the camera caught something bizarre. In a single blink, the Pope was gone. He didn't walk away back into the room, but rather, he just vanished from the frame. The unsettling footage spread fast online, with explanations ranging from a technical glitch to something far beyond ordinary. What made this more suspicious and mysterious was the fact that him walking away was cut from the original broadcast, and this is quite literally the only footage available. So no matter the cause, it looked anything but normal. Strange mist. In Quebec on April 17, 2025, a man was out on his usual walk with his dog when something unusual happened. As they passed by an old building, the dog froze, staring at it like something inside had caught its attention. Moments later, a strange mist-like shape drifted out from the building and then vanished into thin air. The timing was eerie. The dog had sensed it before it even appeared. Some think it could be supernatural, while others argue it was just dust or sand stirred up. But the clip shows no signs of wind and a clear humanoid shape being formed before the mist disappeared entirely. Sealed cave mystery. The location of this footage was never disclosed, but it captured a massive cave right along the edge of the ocean. What makes it so unusual is the enormous stone sphere lodged perfectly in the cave's entrance. At first glance, it could be mistaken for just another rock formation, but on closer inspection, the shape seems far too precise to have formed naturally. The perfectly round boulder fits perfectly into the opening that it looks as if it was deliberately placed there, almost like a door meant to block off whatever lies inside. This has fueled heavy speculation online. Could this be a secret entrance leading underground? History is filled with mysterious caves tied to legends of ancient civilizations, hidden treasures, or even secret facilities carved into the earth. Was it placed to keep something sealed inside, or to prevent us from discovering what's hidden beyond? Mysterious school entity. A student was practicing for a stage performance when something strange appeared in the background. As he rehearsed, a woman in white drifted silently behind him, passing the staircase and disappearing around a corner. Oddly, He turned as if sensing something, then abruptly stopped recording. Had he looked a second sooner, the encounter could have been much worse. That ghostly entity looked like a woman, and according to some comments, it could be the ghost of a student or even a teacher, but no one can say for sure. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This odd clip first surfaced on TikTok, posted by a user named 24girls0 back in 2022. It's said to have been filmed somewhere in Kenya, though the exact location has never been confirmed. At first, the scene looks normal, just a man standing at a bus stop in a gray shirt. But in the blink of an eye, something unseen yanks him straight to the ground. Almost immediately, another man in a yellow shirt bolts from the scene, as if he knows something's about to happen. What's even stranger is how casually the man in gray recovers. He gets back on his feet and runs off too, leaving the rest of the bystanders completely unfazed, as though nothing unusual had just happened. The internet had plenty of theories. Some claimed it was just a prank, with a man being dragged down by a hidden string. Others suggested it was staged for views, but a number of viewers weren't so sure. They pointed out how unnaturally fast and forceful the pull looked, suggesting something far stranger might be at play. Something supernatural maybe. But the video is too strange to say something for sure.